Hi everybody, how's everyone doing? Can't believe it's Wednesday already. How did that happen? Right, I'll just wait for to see if anyone's coming on with me tonight. Not a problem if it is not, if there is not anyone, but if you are there, pop in and say hi. We're going to do a little technique that I did at a demonstrator. Hi Debs, at a demonstrator, I guess like a class that they did for us last weekend. So, hi Tracy. Angela Moritz Reed from Christchurch was the one that showed us how to do this. I've done it before. It's not one that I kind of forget about doing something. It's quite simple. Hi Heather. Oh Heather, you've got a little flag there that says, hi Lisa. Deb says top fan +1 and yours said milestone follower, Heather. That's pretty clever. I wonder what that's about. I haven't seen that before. I'm just going to click on it and see. Yeah, okay. Don't know what it says, but don't know what it means. Debs has got anniversary follower and a top fan. Go Debs. Yay, that's so exciting that you get like little things for coming along and watching. All right, so we're going to start off first with doing the embossing part first, and then I'm going to show you the rest of it. I've just got this, it's actually a mini whiteboard. Magnetic one too, because you can hold your card in place, but I just found that it was going to be easier to do my embossing on, so I'm just going to leave that there and use some paper for my embossing. Let me just lift this up a little bit. I just pulled it down so I could see what I was doing, but yeah, that looks like it's a bit stable now, and I think I need to move up the table a bit. Oh, it's still kind of redoing it. Hi Sandra, hi Catherine. How's that? Let's sit back a bit, it's probably better. All right, I'll just move that out the desk a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start by doing embossing. Sorry ladies, I thought I had put these materials up like the other day, but they're obviously not. They weren't, because someone messaged me and said that they couldn't find them. So the first one, I've just got a plain white card base because I think it's quite nice. It kind of sets off the embossing on here. If you haven't got white, that's totally fine. You can use clear, especially if you're using a white card underneath it, or if you don't have white or clear, then a black or a gold or silver would still work, and then you might want to just kind of tone it with your card base that you've got there. Hi Rochelle, nice that you can join us tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. It was a lovely day from what I could see outside the window. I didn't get very close to being outside it, but it looked like a lovely day. So we're just going to fold. That's just our card base. Done that, and so we can pop it out of the way. Then all I've got is just a normal card base, card mat, so that you can you've got a little bit more room to move. If you want to cut it beforehand and use it, then that's totally cool. Hi, Alison. Nice to have you here. So we're just going to choose a user stamp set that one that I haven't used for a while actually. It's called Forever Blossoms. So it's got a lovely kind of cherry blossom there. So I'm going to use that stamp tonight, and we're just going to basically stamp it in the middle of the paper. So we're going to use our Versamark. When I've got, this one's got fluff on it, so hopefully it'll be all right. When I've got a larger stamp like this, especially using the Versamark because it is a smaller stamp pad, I like to put my pad onto the stamp rather than stamping onto the ink pad. So what I might do is I might just have one flower on this card. On my other one, that's actually stamped twice, so you can see those two there are the same thing. So you want to, my whiteboard's not really holding up very well with this pressure, so I will just move that out of the way. It's only cheap, but I don't want to have to try and replace it at the moment, especially as we're not coming out of lockdown anytime soon. Alright, so then I keep my embossing powder in a plastic tub, and that is purely because then I don't end up with it all over the place. But these are just cheap takeaway ones that I got from where is it? Can't really see it. You can't really see it in there because it's on the thing on. But if you pop it in your container, and then you can just spread your powder down, and then it all kind of mostly all stays in the container. It does take up more storage space as opposed to the little pots that it comes in, but I also keep a spoon in there. Sometimes you need to just like do a little bit. So actually I want to keep that out because I want to also, while I'm here, so I don't have to heat emboss twice. So you can, when you've finished, just kind of turn it upside down and just flick it, and it gets any sort of dust off it. If you're finding that it's got really big patches, just the little paintbrush and in the light, you can kind of just get it so that it's a bit clearer. If you don't mind the little speckles around the outside, then that's totally cool too. Yeah, it makes such a difference. I now have like several containers of that, Lisa, so it is a good idea. All right, so I'm actually going to, while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to do my little sentiment as well. So I've got some black. Now, obviously, if you're using clear or a black, then this isn't going to work, but I quite like the stark contrast that it gives when you put it against the colour, and I'm just going to pop that there, and then just move that out of the way so I don't knock all the powder off it. Okay, so, and that's that. So I'm going to have to, I don't know if I can mute while I do the, I don't think I can. I don't think I can mute, but I'm just going to use the heat tool. I like to just heat it up a little bit first so that you don't end up spreading, taking too long. With the black, obviously, that's going to be easier to see. And you will notice that your paper curls. That's okay. What I find is quite helpful once you've got most of it kind of done is just heat it from the back, and it actually flattens out your card again because it curves around. Just making sure. I don't think I did. Just making sure that I've got all of it done. So I see my glasses. So you might not be able to see that in there, but it's a little bit shiny, not so dull, and then you've got that nice and dull. And you're just going to melt that over the top. So as you can see, as it melts, it goes really shiny. I don't know if you can see, this stamp's got quite a bit of texture in it. It's so it sort of shows up as quite mottled. Probably not going to matter too much with this because it's going to get wet anyway. But just make sure that all of the sure all of it is melted. It's a bit harder when you're doing white on white because you can't necessarily see. I don't really want to rub my hand over it because I might rub off some of the powder. Looks like it's pretty well done. Okay, so sorry about the noise. So you can see, hopefully you can see that that's now all done because it's got, as the light hits it, it's really shiny. So you can't actually see it on the white paper as well as clear, but it comes out way more obvious. Let's get rid of it. Even though I've got that container, I still end up with powder everywhere. Alright, so I'm just going to pop my sentiment to the side, out of the way. The next step is to get your is to do the inking part. So what I'm using the little magnetic whiteboard. What you could also use if you don't have one of these is you just want something with a really smooth surface. You can use the wrapping that comes on your DSP or your cardstock. The DSP is obviously wider because it's 12 by 12. Your cardstock is A4. Or the window sheets, which is basically like a piece of acetate. And for those teachers out there, it is, hi Glennis, I missed your comment. You've been in the chicken coop for 5 hours, Lisa. My gosh, those chickens are lucky chickens. I'm sorry. So acetate is just like, oh, what do you call it? Overhead transparencies, for those of us that remember those at school. So you just, yeah, it just gives you something nice and smooth to work on. So I'm just going to use straight on here. You will need to make sure that you have got some tissues. Yeah, OHP sheet. Thank you, Lisa. Some tissues and also maybe some wet wipes because it gets a little bit messy. But basically we're going to get our stamp pads and we're just going to flip them and smoosh them onto the, you might want to, mine needs a little bit of a re-ink by the looks of it. Just smoosh it on so that you've got a coverage of ink. And I'm going to go a little bit wider than I need because I want to get that. So I've used, so the first one, my sample card that I did, or the card that I did the other day, don't get ink on myself, that is Polish Pink and Fresh Freesia, which are the two new ink colours. Today I'm using Mango Melody and Bermuda Bay, just to give just something really different, really. And it's not really colours that I tend to use too much. So try not to overlap your colours too much, but just kind of pop them down, getting as much colour as you want. Obviously the darker, the more ink you're going to get, the darker it's going to be. And then just using a little bit of little spritzer. And this is where you might want a tissue so it doesn't go over the rest of your stuff. Move your cards out of the way. You could end up with a bit of a splatter. Alright, so we're just going to get a spritzer and we're just going to spritz, not myself, the water onto here. Alright, so you're just going to get that so that it is got a bit of water smooshing over it. And then that is where you, sorry, my card's just got gritty bits all over it. And then you're just going to place your card. Now obviously if you've centered your image and you center your card between those two, you get a nice balance. If you want just one, if you want more colour, one colour down the bottom and less of one down the bottom, you know what I mean. Sorry, it's been a bit of a day. Alright, so I'm going to kind of go a little bit lower with the Bermuda Bay and then just gently push your fingers so that all of your card, especially the middle, is, oh my gosh, they're noisy tonight. I'm just going to use some tweezers. Is picked up and you end up with your card that looks like that. I'm just moving this out of the way to wipe it up. Give it moist the water off it. Now, what you can wait, or you can use your heat gun and just really quickly dry it off. So you can see where the two colours smush together when I put the water in and put it over the top. And you're just getting as much of the excess moisture out as you can, because what we want to do is pop it through our Stampin cut machine so that we can cut it. If you don't have a Stampin cut machine, that is totally fine. You can just trim it with your paper trimmer. So if you're using your paper trimmer, I would recommend popping a piece of paper over the top of it, just so that it's still a little bit wet there. I'm going to use not the Christmas tree dies. How did they get up there? These ones here, which are the Stitch So Sweetly dies. I really like these. They're so pretty with the scallops around the edge. And then, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sizes. And it has the stitching on the inside as well. So I'm just going to pop that on my piece like this. Okay. And I'm just going to run that through my big shot. No, Auntie Judy tonight. Third day of school. How's it going? Well, I stopped work at 6:30 to eat dinner, and I've probably got more work to do. So, yeah, it's going all right though. We have got way more kids back, which is really nice online. Probably helps that we sent a text message out and they got sprung not doing any work. So, yeah. It's really nice to see all those ones that we haven't seen so regularly. Okay, so that's so you can see the really nice stitching around the outside there. So that's it, and then we're just going to pop this onto. You got 14 kids today. That's good, Lisa. Is that good? Oh yeah, no, we're still online. Still online in Auckland, unfortunately, and it seems like it's going to be a long time before we're not. After the announcement today, we've been averaging about, I think we've got about 14 max, and we've got, oh, that's not bad. You got 4 more, so we've got 52 kids, and 14 was not so great. But today, I think we got up to about 20. In one of our meetings, we got up to 25. So, yeah, we were really excited by that. And it was nice to see all those lovely little ones that we've not seen for a while. All right, so now that you've cut out your shape, I'm just going to pop some dimensionals on the back. Conscious of the time, I don't want to keep you guys. Had one sit next to me from I've got what is classed as year 5 and 6. So when we were at school, that was standard 3 and 4. So they're 9 and 10. Yeah, so really, we've got a really nice bunch of kids, which is cool. Lisa, you had one sit next to me from her bubble class. Oh, so in her bubble, she sat and did the work with you. That's clever. We had one from our bubble class, so that was nice to see him. He hasn't been on at all. All right, so I'm just going to pop that on there like that. I've got my sentiment ready to go. I'm just going to cut out. Yeah, you have got younger ones though. Ours are pretty good. It's the ones that have just come back actually that we have to teach them how to be online, because they're just used to doing what they do in class. And and getting them to turn their cameras on at the moment is a little bit of a mish. So it's hard to know when they're talking because no one can see them, so they don't know. So they end up being talked over, or they talk over each other. But that's okay. It's fine. By the time they've done 3 meetings each day, by the end of the week, they'll be humming along. All right, so I've got my sentiment, and it does look quite nice if you've got a long one, but I'm just going to use this one here, and I'm just going to do a little, so I might do a double colour bow. So I've got some baker's twine here, and I've got some black and white, so I'm just going to do the 2 of those together and make a little bow. Just cut it off. Oh, excuse me, itchy nose. All right, so just going to, oh, we've got 15 again tonight. That's really nice, everybody. So pop some dimensionals on the back there, wherever I can find them. Can't see for looking. I didn't think to get out my black dimensionals, but they'd be quite handy in this, so you don't see them, but that's okay. And then all I've done is I just get the little corner, so that's why I've put one quite high. Just put it up there, so it just kind of sits behind it, and you can play around with that once it's on there. But and then I want them to be loose. I don't want them attached to my dimensionals, so I'm just going to pop them. No, I don't want it there. I want it more there. I want that bit. Okay. Right. So there you go. So that is the 2 Emboss Resist. So we've done Emboss Resist before, where we've used the blending brushes and then rubbed it all off. So this is just another effect that gives you that watercolor effect, and you can blend. If you don't have stamp pads too, you could use some re-inkers if you've got inks, or if you've got pens, scribble on some scribble on the plastic, and you'll be able to then spritz it, and you'll get a more subtle effect, because obviously that will you know, the ink pads give you a stronger amount of ink, a lot more ink, so that you get that stronger colour, but it will still work with that. You just need a little spray bottle. Now this is one of the little Stampin' Up spritzer ones, but for another class that I use, we were going to use a lot of water, so I brought just a spray bottle from Kmart. So, you know, just improvise. You might have a little spray bottle that's from thank you, Marilyn. I know it's so pretty, eh? It looks like you've purposely done that variegation using the blue, the Bermuda and the Mango Melody. Yeah, so lots of ways that you can do it, and then obviously you don't have to emboss your sentiment. You could stamp at the bottom of it or something. So I will pop that up there for you on the page for you to put your designs in if you have a go. I'd love to see your efforts, because you all make amazing cards and blow me away with what you can do. So let me flip you around and look a little bit disheveled. Okay, so what I just put all the names into the winning wheel. So we've got 6 tonight, which is really awesome. I I will just turn it on and flip you around. So 6 tonight. I wrote Debs, Millie, Sandra, Andrea, Tracy, and Heather. So thank you, ladies, very much for creating your card and posting it on the page. They were all beautiful. Andrea, I'm sure it was your one, with the zebra on like a merry-go-round. That was so cool. It was very clever. Yeah, I get so much inspiration from you guys as well when I'm doing it. So thank you very much for sharing your cards. All right, let's spin the wheel. We might even be on time tonight, so that'll be nice. Zebras. Have you got yours yet, Trace? Did you get your zebras? Have you played with them? There's like a delay, I think, on my phone getting the messages. So we'll spin the wheel and see who our lucky person is. Tracy! Oh my gosh, I think that's the second time you've entered, Tracy, and that's the second time you've won. Awesome. Congratulations, Tracy. I will be in touch to... Oh, you're good. Your stamps arrived. I'll be in touch to organise a prize for you and get that to you as soon as I can so that you can have a little play. Yeah, so I will pop the cards on my page. Feel free to show what you've made and put them underneath in the comments, and then we will draw a prize on Sunday night. How nice it will be to have a long weekend, won't it? And not have to stress about being late to bed or things to do afterwards on Sunday. We can chill a little bit and have some Monday as well. All right, so I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to go. I'm going to let you go and enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will see you Sunday, yeah. Oh, Sarah's watching too. Thanks, Sarah. You're welcome, Heather. Must be your lucky day. Yeah, I know. It's easy to forget, isn't it, Lisa? Very easy to forget that Monday is a holiday. But I think it's our last one before the end of term, so it'll be nice to hopefully have some sun and chill out. All right. Thank you, ladies. Lovely to see you all. Look forward to seeing your cards. And oh, Lauren too. Oh my gosh, I did see. I can't see. I didn't see that. Oh, I can only see it afterwards. So, hopefully she liked what she saw. All right. I will see you guys later. Take care. Be safe, and we'll see you in a few days' time. Okay. Bye.